Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be checking out this stack of games here of my latest games pickups that has happened over the course of the past, well, since the previous one anyway. So yeah, a lot more games to add to my backlog, so let's just get started and well, see what's all here. Okay, so before the bulk of the video begins, I want to take a second and make mention of something that people are probably going to notice wrong with this video that's about to happen. I'll explain all this in a way different video in the next few weeks. It'll all become clear as to what happened and what's going on. But until then, I kind of want to explain what happened in this video because it's something I noticed in post in editing. In fact, the video is basically done and edited. It's just ready for me to click render. I just have to slide this video in to just after the intro to kind of explain what's going on. Towards the end of the video, I explained in the outro that this video is kind of an experiment video. I'm trying something new hardware-wise, and I wanted to see how it's going to turn out. And first impressions, it seems to go pretty good, except for two problems. The first problem is the entire bulk of the video, well, at least 2/3 of it anyway, if not most of it, I am completely not facing the camera. I am looking in the completely wrong direction, not even paying attention to the camera at all. It's annoying, but this is because I'm actually trying a different camera here for the video, something that hopefully is going to help make some better videos in the future. Like I said, this won't make sense in the future. So future me, which will be present me, will be laughing at past me, even though I'm future me telling you the mistake that past me just... Anyway. I noticed that that I was looking at the wrong direction, not paying attention to the right camera, and that's because I was just so used to the camera I've been using. Because I use I use the same tripod I normally do. So the thing is, I was just so used to the camera I had been using that I just clicked record and just focused on what was familiar to me. And so yeah, most of the video, it's like I'm ignoring the camera completely and not paying attention to it, but it could be further from the truth. I'm actually just looking at the wrong angle of the video I'm making. The second problem is because I was doing some stuff with the camera here. I was checking out, I must have messed with a setting or something in terms of focus. In fact, I can go back and look at the footage and see the exact point I screwed up. And I set the focus wrong, and the entire time I am just barely out of focus. Like I'm just a little fuzzy the entire, like 2/3 of the video. And then I realized it because I checked the camera to see how the recording time was doing, and noticed I was a little fuzzy the entire time. So I set it back to autofocus, which it is now. Hence why every once in a while it's kind of try to autofocus because I move my hand. Yeah, that's just the two main problems. It's something I'm going to work on in the future if I'm going to be using this camera, which I probably will because it seems to be going pretty good. So anyway, that's the only part of this little snippet thing. So yeah, enjoy the video. All right, so for a little bit of clarification here, like I said in the previous video, I haven't really been doing too much with retro game hunting. I've mainly just been, this is all from either, I'll find like 1 or 2 games maybe while I'm out and about at like Goodwill, which I don't stop there too often anymore. I really don't find much stuff. Or most of these have actually been from my brother-in-law because, like I said before, he's collecting games as well, but he's wanting to get rid of all of the, greatest hits, player's choice, red label, green label. He's wanting to have all black label games in his collection, which is fine because I really clearly don't care. So a lot of these are duplicates from him. And then some of these are ones that I've found while reorganizing the game rooms and computer rooms, and found in some boxes and stuff that I must have gotten way long ago and just misplaced them. So yeah, let's take a look at some of the games that I have here that I'm going to be adding to my backlog. And yeah, as I can tell, my game shelf really needs to be redone. I haven't done that yet. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start near the top of the stack here. I'll get to the PS1 stuff later. So we'll start with some PS3 stuff. I have Battlefield 3 Premium Edition. This is pretty interesting because I think I have this on Xbox 360, I believe, but not the Premium Edition. It has some maps and expansion packs and early access stuff, which is no longer valid anymore. But yeah, I'm really not too hip on the military-style multi-person shooters anymore because Call of Duty anymore has gotten kind of almost full of itself in a way. Battlefield's kind of getting the same way, but at least they're still fun games for single-player campaigns. 2 GB hard drive space required. I am going to need a hard drive for the PS3 at this rate. We have Nier with a GameStop sticker. I actually have never heard of Nier except for like Nier Automata, but this is not part of the Nier series. This is a separate kind of fantasy magic-ish thing. There's a lot of RPGs like this on the PS3, I'm realizing. Single player, 7,000 kilobytes hard drive space required. Why not just say 7 megabyte at this rate? It looks interesting. Can't wait to try it out. Grand Theft Auto: The Liberty City Stories. I have not played this particular thing yet. In fact, I haven't played any of the episodes of Liberty City because there were supposed to be, I think, like 5 or 6 of them, but they only ever released 2: The Ballad of Gay Tony and The Lost and the Damned. This is the greatest hits edition, as you can see from the gorgeously weird red case. And the neat thing about this is you don't need the base game of GTA 4 to play this, which is actually really, really nice because a lot of expansion packs anymore require the base game, which I don't know how that would work on console. So that basically means the entire game of GTA 4 plus expansions are on each one. The next one is actually pretty funny. Little Big Planet kart racing. I thought this was kind of cute and that kind of stuff. This one I believe I got at a garage sale. There wasn't many PS3 stuff there, if this is what I'm thinking of. But then here is 2 games, and that is Little Big Planet kart racing and Modern Warfare 2, as you can probably see from this B-roll footage. And the funny thing is, I don't remember seeing the case for this, but a couple weeks later, I'm at a Goodwill and I find an empty case for Modern Warfare 2 for PS3. So I don't know if it's from the same person or if it was just a complete fluke weird thing. But yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. So I need to put that game in its correct case. PS4 stuff. We have Call of Duty Black Ops 3 sealed. Which is actually pretty funny that it's a sealed Call of Duty game. And yes, it's from Goodwill. This is one of my very few Goodwill runs. I find this funny that this thing is sealed, and it's a non-for-resale edition. I figured this thing would have been opened at some point, but obviously someone just bought the game or bought the bundle and just never opened it. Or it came with something and just never opened it, which is kind of hilarious. So I kind of wonder if somebody bought the PS4 with like a bundle game and this came with it and they weren't interested in it. I mean, which could happen. I mean, not everyone is into COD. Hidden Agenda. Now, this one's actually pretty interesting because this is something called PlayLink, which has some really weird companion app for it. So you can actually have somebody help you solve these crimes, I guess. Which is really an interesting technological concept. I kind of like that. I don't know how well it works. I don't even know if it works anymore, but be something to try out. 7 Days to Die. Not sure how well this would play on console. I have this on PC. I've played it solo. I haven't played it with anybody. Me and my brother-in-law really need to play this game. But yeah, I love the idea of these zombie crafting survival games. The only thing I'm not really a fan of is the need to get something done by a certain amount of time, because these things have blood moons, and that's when the hordes come out, and that's when you're screwed if you don't have basic things done, which a lot of times, depends on where you are, you really can't. GTA 5 for PS4. This is funny because now I have this for Xbox 360, now PS4, and I also have it on PC. I love playing GTA 5. I like playing it. Some of the missions are really fun. I've tried playing GTA Online, but there's been so many servers I've gotten in that people are just absolute, jerks in with hacks and mods and stuff. So sometimes I just can't even play because I just get blown up from a flying car. That makes no sense. But yeah, GTA 5 is actually a lot of fun, and I really can't wait to play this on the PS4. Online play is optional, thank God. And a remote play with the PS Vita. Did not realize this. Oh, and 1080p HD video output. Yeah, because a lot of these PS4s, they won't say that. They'll just say like HD output at 720. So it's kind of neat. Dragon Quest Heroes 2. I will be honest, and this may be blasphemy. I did not know that Dragon's Quest was still an ongoing series. It's kind of like Final Fantasy, that you think it's done and then here's another game. So it's actually quite surprising. The Explorers Edition comes with a whole bunch of downloadable bonus items, which I am like 99.99% sure that that's not going to be good code anymore. So it'd be kind of fun to play. Single player, PS4 Pro enhanced, Far Cry 5. This actually might trigger my OCD a little bitty bit because I don't know if I have any of the other Far Cries. I need to actually look through my shelf and see if I do, because I love the Far Cry series. I love the concept of them. They're one of those open world kind of like Just Cause where you can just almost do whatever. Obviously, this is a Doomsday's Purpose Pack. I mean, I can kind of see why this might be a little bit of a weird thing with political things, but it looks fun. I really can't wait to try it. Wii U. So this is actually pretty funny. I bought a finally got a Wii U, and I kind of assumed that it was going to be because I never got one originally because I just didn't. And I kind of assumed that the Wii U would be one of those consoles that because nobody liked, they'd be cheap to get, the games would be cheap and easy to find, and this could not be more wrong. The Wii U of that console, that generation, is just one of the most difficult consoles to find cheap and games cheap for the most part. But anyway, I've only come across 2 Wii U games so far, besides the third one that I have, Just Dance. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, the Nintendo Selects version, which I'm really excited for because this is basically, I think this is like a spiritual sequel to the original DK Country on Super Nintendo, and I think Donkey Kong Country on N64. But yeah, looks really fun to play. You can play it with basically almost all the controllers compatible with the Wii, the Pro Controller, the Nunchuck, and the Gamepad. So this is going to be a lot of fun to try. And I can't wait. Now that I have a Wii U. Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have been wanting to play and get this game for a long time, ever since it came out on the Wii. So it came out on the Wii U and the Switch. This is actually the cheapest version of Breath of the Wild. The Switch version is still way up there in price. But that kind of makes sense because Nintendo games rarely ever go on sale unless they're at like a GameStop. That's just because of the way Nintendo does their things. So yeah, PS2. I've not been finding as many PS2 stuff in the wild as I normally do. I mean, like I said, I haven't been hunting that often, but yeah, it's just been one of those things that PS2 seems to be more being found at like pawn shops and dedicated retro stores now instead of like Goodwills anymore, because by now most people have gotten rid of their PS2 collections. We have Dark Cloud. Now this one is not in good shape at all. I actually found this on the side of the road next to some stuff that people had set out for like a junk days. So the the artwork's really messed up. The book is crunchy, but surprisingly, it actually has a memory card. I think this is the second game I've ever come across that has a memory card in it. It's a red one. I don't know if it would even work because it's probably gotten wet. So no idea if any of this game even works. I need to actually test it out at some point with my PS2. So that's going to be a dedicated video. Thrillville, the original. I have Off the Rails on the Wii, and I played the absolute crap ton out of that. The Wii version was really fun, but I've not really played the original version yet. This ought to be pretty interesting. Welcome to the theme park of your dreams. I kind of think this was towards the tail end of that. There was a phase of where like the sim games were basically starting to get really long in the tooth and get stretched out. Like you had Sim Park, you had Sim Island, you had Sim Hospital. All those things kind of got there's way too many of them coming out, and this was towards the tail end of that, or right in the middle of it anyway. But all the sim stuff starting to come back in fashion now, especially with like casual players. So it's kind of nice. Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I just butchered that. I just probably irritated every fan with this. My brother-in-law got the Black Label version up. This one doesn't come with the game, but apparently the greatest hits version of the game is not that expensive. I remember playing a few of these Dragon Ball games on the PS1. My buddy had some of them, and they were actually a lot of fun. They're just really good beat 'em ups. The story kind of deviates itself a lot of times from the series. I really don't know if this follows any part of the show or not, but I do see that it's Funimation Entertainment, which is kind of scary because there was like 3 different dubs of Dragon Ball, if I remember correctly, and Funimation was made fun of a lot. Fisherman's Bass Club. Yeah, just a generic fishing one. But what's funny is it's compatible with the Age-Tech Bass landing controller for the PS2. I didn't know they made one of those. Yeah, it's just a bass fishing game. Every console has at least 1 or 2 fishing games on them. So you know, I can't wait to try it out. So I don't think this would ever be in red label, so don't worry about trying to, you know, get in the wrong one. Jam Pack Summer 03, full of PlayStation demos, classic ones, including upcoming videos of games. These, I miss these. The physical discs where you could just, you know, play demos and watch upcoming videos of stuff. But what's funny is that this is a nostalgia. I remember the PlayStation 40-foot truck promo that they had. Basically, it's a semi-truck that pulled around and had TVs and stuff set up in it with PlayStation 2s where you can try out and play games, that kind of stuff. It was like a countrywide thing. I remember it. I don't remember seeing it in person. I remember, I think it was in my state at one point, I think down in the state capitol for like a day or two back in the day. But yeah, it's just full of nostalgia here. I really can't wait to check out some of these demos and see how far they've come from the actual game. Ace Combat 4. I used to love playing Ace Combat on the PS1. I think I already have this, though. I believe I do. Yeah, I do. I can see it over there. But I have the greatest hits version. This is the Black Label version. I don't know if that doesn't really bother me because I don't think there was any changes from Black Label, Red Label on this one. I know there were some games that did, but probably going to be one I might sell. Twisted Metal Black. I absolutely loved playing the Twisted Metal series growing up on PS1. I've probably said that about a few games now, but yeah, this was a good stress reliever game. Twisted Metal 4 and 3 that I used to have. Just going out and just causing mayhem in the cars, blowing other drivers up. It was a lot of fun. My buddy of mine actually had Twisted Metal Black, and we played the absolute crap ton out of it. From the creators of Twisted Metal 1 and 2, but not 3 and 4, oddly. I wonder if those were different creators. Yeah, plus this game kind of started the current iteration of Twisted Metal now, involving like a lot of the art styles and some of the background and lore with some of the characters. Jack X Combat Racing. You know, I think every series has a racing game at some point done to it. I think Jack and Daxter, or not Jack and Daxter. Oh my god, because this is Jack and Daxter. Ratchet and Clank had a racing game. I don't think I had this one yet. I don't see it on my shelf just at first glance. So yeah, from Naughty Dog. I absolutely love the concept of this kind of thing. Basically, just like the Jack and Daxter version of like Super Mario Kart, that kind of stuff. F-Zero, basically. But yeah, we can't wait to play this. It looks like a lot of fun. 1 to 2 players. Only 1 to 2 players? I kind of find that weird. Final Fantasy X2. Now, I did already have this on PS2, I believe, or I had it on the original Xbox. I'll be honest, I haven't played any of the Final Fantasies past 7, just because I played it on PS1. I know the others existed. I just hadn't had a chance to play the other ones yet, and so I'm way behind on Final Fantasy stuff. So yeah, I have no idea when or where this takes place in the timeline of Final Fantasy, because apparently it's huge and expanding. But yeah, I want to play some of the Final Fantasies at some point, besides the 7 that I've played. Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Another Dragon Ball game. My brother-in-law is a huge Dragon Ball fan. Players your favorite DBZ heroes. Again, I don't know when this takes place in the timeline of DBZ, because this disc was owned by a kid named Cody. Because again, the games kind of they deviate from you know, some of the timeline in the show, but this one does take part during the Cell games, which I have a lot of memories of watching the Cell games. My parents didn't like me watching Dragon Ball Z with a lot of the fighting and stuff, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on in DBZ during this time. But yeah, I can't wait to try this out and play it again. Jeep Thrills. I love puns. I really do, especially wordplay puns. I actually have this on the Wii, and I think from the some of the game capture stuff in the back, it looks the same as the Wii U version. Yeah, I'm actually gonna be talking about this game and the other games like it in the shovel. I'm working on a shovelware series game stuff for the Wii, and this is involved with it because this game just doesn't make any sense as to why it exists. But yeah, from DSi Games, I know them from somewhere. Wasn't there a game I joked about that had that made by them? OG Xbox. So yeah, I love finding OG Xbox games out in the wild because these are starting to creep up in price a little bit. Especially with the Xbox Series X and that kind of stuff, not be able to play physical optical discs anymore. So, yeah, it's always fun to find some of these out in the wild. These, I think, were from my brother-in-law, though. So, we have Unreal Championship 2, which I do not have. And it's in the wrong case. It's in a generic Blockbuster case. Yeah, which I need to recase at some point. But yeah, I love the Unreal games. I've been playing a lot of them on PC, so especially on my DOS stuff and Windows 98 stuff. Because yeah, Unreal Tournament. It's just good old fashioned run and gun shooting fun, and it's amazing. Some of these do have some stories that I really don't care for. It doesn't bother me if they have a story mode or not, but because I just run and gun. But yeah, Championship 2. I don't have this one yet, so I can't wait to play this one. Nightcaster Defeat the Darkness. I have actually not played the Nightcaster series yet. I had Nightcaster 2, so now I have Nightcaster 1, so now my OCD doesn't get triggered by this. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, but one of those magic 3D environmental, RPGs that were all the rage in the early 2000s. I think there was like hundreds of these type of games out there. Quantum Redshift. I have never played this before, never actually heard of it, but it looks like a F-Zero. What was that one on PlayStation that I used to play a lot too? One of those kind of hover car racing battle games. Yeah, it just kind of looks like a knockoff of that. I don't know if it is or not. It says only on Xbox. I might have just insulted a bunch of people with that, but yeah, I'll try it out. It looks pretty fun. Conflict Global Terror. Talking about game types that were everywhere during the early 2000s. After a certain event in the U.S. that happened in 2001, there was so many of these global terror, terrorism, military shooter, first-person esque games that just blew up. I mean, there was stuff like that before, but like after September of 2001, these kind of games really started taking off. I mean, it was like really pandering a bit to that USA mentality, which some of them aren't too bad, but yeah, I kind of wonder how cringy this one's going to be to play nowadays. This one's actually pretty funny, and I'm mad at my brother-in-law for giving me this. Blinks 2, and the reason why I'm kind of irritated because it's sealed. I used to play Blinks 1 a lot when I was still living at home. One of my coworkers was moving out of state and sold me his Xbox, and it came with Blinks. And I played the crap out of Blinks. It's so much, just a fun platformer. So I've always wanted to play Blinks 2, but I never got a chance to, and I still can't because this one's sealed, and I'm iffy about opening a sealed copy. So I might have to buy a second copy just to play. But yeah, I love you, bro, but God, you would give me a sealed game, wouldn't you? I'm not complaining that it's sealed. It's just more of a, God, now I want to play, but I can't open it. Xbox 360. I find a lot of these at Goodwills, and I've actually been leaving a lot of them alone because they're games I already have. So, but these I do not. Again, some of these are from my brother-in-law. So, Dungeon Siege 3. Yeah, another one of these magic and type RPGs that popped up in the 2000s. 4 main characters, Return the Kingdom, available to define your destiny as one of 4 multiple heroes. Yeah, basically, isn't that the plot of Gauntlet? Gauntlet 2. From Square Enix, which they did so many of these RPGs. Rage, the Anarchy Edition. I have never played Rage. I've heard a lot about it, how it's a really good game. It's from id and Bethesda. Really good game. I believe this uses the same engine as the Doom 3, which is a really good immersion engine. The game won so many awards. Really good game. Never played it, but now I have a chance to. Don't know if any of these downloadable things are even going to be good anymore. Probably not. But oh yeah, I can't try it out. Ooh, co-op 2. Ooh, does that mean like couch gaming? Me and my brother-in-law can play this. Dead Rising 2. I have Dead Rising 1, I think. I have not played Dead Rising 2. I love these games. These are kind of just off the wall, Far Cry, Just Cause-ish, Dead Island kind of just grab something and start whacking away at zombies. And I love it. Left 4 Dead. Love that type of game. They're good stress relievers. Good to get out your frustrations. I need to recase this, but doesn't matter. Platinum hit. I don't care. These games are actually really fun. Grand Theft Auto episodes from Liberty City on Xbox 360. Same thing with the PS3 one. This is the Platinum hits. I don't think there was a non-Platinum hit to this, but anyway, but this has Lost of the Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony. Does not need GTA 4 to play at all. It doesn't say you need a hard drive either to play it, which is really good. But yeah, I haven't played either of these. Like I said, I haven't played either of these episodes. I kind of wish they would have did better so they could release the other. I think there was total 6 planned. But yeah, that's going to be future project stuff. Jurassic the Hunted. Now, I actually showed this in the shorts I did talking about dinosaur games and where they went. And the thing is, I've never actually heard of Jurassic the Hunted. I actually want to play it and see what it looks, how it is. It's basically, it kind of reminds, like, it kind of looks like a first-person shooter, kind of like a first-person shooter of Dino Crisis, but I think it's got a different story mode to it. Enter the mysterious island that connects the modern world with the age of the dinosaurs. So basically, Jurassic Park, but different plot, I guess. I don't know. I'll have to try it and play it. The Sims 3. What can I say about it? It's The Sims 3 on console. I think I already had it. In fact, yes, I do. I see it right there. So this copy is actually in a little bit worse shape. This might be something I toss up on eBay, or maybe take with me the next time me and my brother-in-law go on a retro game hunt run, which I'm going to bring a camera with to record that, and use it for trade-in credit. Probably not going to get more than $1 for it, but that's fine. Forza 4. I have never played the Forza series prior to me getting an Xbox 360. I love the Forza series. It has such an amazing attention to detail on the cars, the tracks, the way the cars handle. You almost realistically need a steering wheel to play these games correctly. Plus, this one, I believe, also has the some Top Gear content, which is really, really interesting because I loved watching Top Gear, both the UK and the US version. So I amazingly can't wait to play Forza 4. I say that about all these games because I have a huge backlog now. Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition. I actually, this case is in horrible shape, by the way, but I have been really wanting to find the Xbox 360 version of this for a while because this way it's something that my kid can play on the Xbox 360 because the Xbox 360s, both of them that I have, are no longer connected to the internet, so these will not no longer receive updates. So this is playing a very outdated version of Minecraft. Not gonna have any of the deep down update, any of the water update, any of the a couple other updates. This is not going to have, which is going to make it really easy for my kid to start playing when he gets old enough to play Minecraft. Obviously, I want to get a new case art for it. It's in pretty bad shape, but yeah. All right, and finally the PS1 stuff. Yeah, I'm always really happy and excited to get PS1 stuff to add to the collection and shelf here, just because this was the console I have a lot of fond memories with. I grew up with this and the Super Nintendo. Mainly the Super Nintendo was most of the bulk of the 90s because we got this in 99. But a lot of my older childhood was the PS1 here, and I absolutely, like I said, I love finding games for it, especially out in the wild, because a lot of them just don't survive, especially with these fragile jewel cases, and the CDs just get tossed around. So yeah, let's take a look at what I'm going to be adding to the shelf here. First one is Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. So a little bit of a confession here. Even though I love watching Star Wars. I like Star Wars movies, the media that goes with it. I've read so many of the expanded universe novels. Really haven't played too many of the Star Wars games. The only one I really remember playing growing up was the pod racing one on the N64, which I now have in my collection once again. But yeah, a lot of the other ones, the Lego Star Wars, the Rogue Squadron, Rogue Leader, the DOS games and that kind of stuff, I've never really played. So another Star Wars game that I can try out sounds like a lot of fun. MDK. I believe this is originally a PC game along the lines of like Unreal Tournament and Rise of the Triad. And I say that because I've heard of MDK before. I've never actually played it. So this actually should be a lot of fun. Pure genius that will set new standards. Did it though? I have no idea. It looks fun. I mean, explosive combat, 3D environments, 360-degree freedom of movement. And the CD soundtrack. That's actually really funny because there's a lot of PS1 games that, fun fact, you can actually put inside of a standard CD player and play the CD audio through. I am not going to admit that I used to do this when I was 16, 17 in my truck and blare out the Twisted Metal 4 soundtrack because it's an awesome soundtrack. Duke Nukem, Total Meltdown. Hail to the king, baby. I wish I could soundbite LGR doing that because he does it so much. He does it so much better. He actually sounds really good doing it. But anyway, yes, Duke Nukem Total Meltdown for PS1. Did not know this was ported to the PS1, but it kind of makes sense because this was the quintessential, BA, Macho Man DOS game of the early '90s. And I've been playing a crap ton of. I've been playing a lot of it on my 486 here when it was hooked up. It's not hooked up now. But yeah, surprisingly, I didn't know it got ported to the PS1. This is the the console port anyway, of Duke Nukem 3D. In fact, I think it's actually technically the Atomic Edition because it has some stuff added in. I think it has a new level and some new audio tracks. But anyway, I had to look this up. Apparently, this was not most well liked of the Duke Nukem series. Even though it didn't get a sequel, 3D didn't get a sequel until Duke Nukem Forever, and we all know how that one turned out. Speaking of Duke Nukem, A Time to Kill. Let them eat lead. Oh god, Duke Nukem traveling through time, being Duke Nukem, licensed by 3D Realms. So this is interesting because this is not really a sequel to any of the Duke Nukem games. It's kind of more of like a side timeline thing, I think. Not in the best shape. It's missing the front cover art and the manual, but that's fine. More Duke attitude. Yeah, it's just looks like a third person like camera behind it. I don't know how that would work with Duke Nukem normally being first person. Even Duke Nukem Forever was first person. Take that as you will. Final Fantasy VII. I played this at one point back in the day. I don't remember if I borrowed it from somebody or I rented it or it was the demo. I remember playing a lot of the Final Fantasy because it was just a really fun RPG. I really wasn't into RPGs a lot growing up, but this was actually one of the ones I did play a little bit of. But yeah, I'm really excited to have this in my collection because this is the quintessential Final Fantasy to have if you're going to have a PS1 collection. All 3 CDs are in here. It just doesn't have the manual, which is fine. I can track that down somewhere else. But yeah, this was a huge undertaking for the PS1 because 3 whole CDs to store this entire game. That's we're pushing the PS1 here. Yeah, I can't wait to play this and play all the way through it. I don't know if I'm going to ever do that for a video because that'd be a lot to do for a video, especially since I haven't played Final Fantasy VII quite a while. So I don't know yet. Final Fantasy VIII. Talk about another game that was pushing the PS1 here. 4 whole CDs. Yeah, this was the one that my brother-in-law, he got a better copy that had a better case and all that kind of stuff. So he gave me the black label. Again, never played Final Fantasy, so I have no idea where this takes place in the Final Fantasy timeline. I guess I'll have to see when I get around to beating or at least getting through 7 and then playing 8. And Final Fantasy 9 for the PS1. Talk about undertaking for the PS1. Again, 4 whole CDs. This one's complete with the manual. But yeah, without a question, 9 is the best looking game of the Final Fantasy series. Best of new and old. This was really pushing the PS1 to its limits. In fact, this was from the year 2000. So the PS2 was just around the corner with Final Fantasy X and X2. So that should tell you about where the graphics capability is of this game. And it looks really good from the screenshots on the back. Not sure that's actually how it's going to look when I play it, but we'll have to see. All right. Get this stacked up for a neat little shot here. Oh, God. This is... I'm not going to put these on top. So yeah, this was a lot of fun taking a look at my latest retro haul, I guess, because most of these, like I said, were from my brother-in-law and some stuff like that. Not a lot of cartridge, no cartridge games this time, because me and my brother-in-law are kind of wanting to get down to a retro game store, like a dedicated retro game store that has a bunch of cartridges. And there, I have a list of stuff I want to look for. I'm probably not going to get them because they're probably going to be expensive, but we'll have to see when we get down there. But that's a future video because I'm going to be taking my camera along with me and recording some footage. As long as they let me. Like I said, there was that one issue was a couple years ago with Goodwill, but I have not been told not to since. So I don't know if it was just the employee was just mad about something. I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. I am trying something new with this video. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Yes, I do have my lapel mic, which is facing the wrong direction. Hopefully for better audio, but I am also trying out a new piece of hardware in this video that we're going to see how it looks when I go to edit this video. If I like the way it looks, I might actually do a review on this specific piece of hardware in the upcoming videos. So yeah, kind of be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I'm going to have to get all these put on the shelf. And yeah, I clearly did not rebuild my game shelf this winter like I had planned to. It just, I didn't get a chance to with stuff going on. But so it's going to be a spring, summer project, which is going to be getting my brother-in-law here to help me get all these games off, put over here. Tear them apart, cut them down, and then rebuild them 3x3 sections, and then add levels and all that stuff. That's going to be an undertaking for the spring. So yeah, that's going to be fun. In fact, it might actually be a kind of a vloggy style video if I ever do it, but I'm not quite sure yet. So again, thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see me play any of these games, whether on a review video or I am seriously trying to get into the notion to possibly live stream. I don't know if I'm going to play through an entire game on a live stream, but I want to start at least playing a retro game on a live stream once in a while. I don't know scheduling or nothing like that. That's something I really want to start doing, but we'll have to get that sorted out in the future. So again, that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.